Hi, welcome to my TED Talk. It's no secret that technological advancements over the last couple of decades have been astronomical. We've gained smartphones, more Bluetooth technology, and even self driving cars. These things have become more and more integrated in our daily lives, which undoubtedly changed our lifestyle. Along with those advancements, we've also introduced the internet and social media, which have also had a huge impact on our lifestyle. I mean, we use them for everything. You can look up a new job, keep in contact with long distance friends, and even get some inspiration for your outfit that day. How should I dress for a TED Talk? That's better. It's so integrated in our lives that it's kind of weird to remember a time without it. Most kids nowadays can't. It's been around for their entire existence. So for them, it's a regular part of day to day life. It's normal for them to wake up and check their phone for notifications. It's normal for them to scroll through social media and see idealistic beauty standards. It's normal for them to stay awake at night waiting for that next Snapchat. This normalization causes some desensitization as to what else is going on. Yes, we've had remarkable steps forward in our advancements, even just within this century. However, we may have taken a few steps back when it comes to child well being. More than ever before, kids are struggling with their physical, social, and mental health. Studies prove that over a third of kids in the US are currently obese or overweight. Children feel that their face to face social interaction is lacking, and there's an all time high of kids diagnosed with mental illness. There was a study done to see if any of this has an actual correlation with the way kids are using social media. Okay, so kids in America are fat, so what? Does that actually have anything to do with technology and the way social media plays a role in that? As it turns out, yes, it does. The study figured out that when kids spend their free time playing outside, they are 45% less likely to become obese. This in turn lessens their risks of other health problems such as heart disease and diabetes. As soon as kids turn to the screen for all of their free time, it has the reverse effect, and these health risks increase. Another way that social media can cause problems with kids' physical health is lack of sleep. Lack of sleep can cause an increase in the hunger hormone ghrelin, which is responsible for overeating. Sleep loss and deprivation also slows your metabolism. So they're eating more, but their bodies can't metabolize fast enough, and this causes the excess calories to be stored as fat. Back to earlier when we were talking about staying up late to get that last snap back. Did you know that could increase your chance of obesity? A study done by National Institutes of Health found that kids who use social media have a much higher risk of irregular sleep patterns and sleep disturbance, which can lead to obesity. So before you commit yourself to being obese and zombie-eyed the next morning, ask yourself, is that boy you're talking to really worth it? Okay, so we figured out how social media affects kids' physical health. But what about their social health? Initially, it does seem like a positive thing in the social aspect. Isn't that its whole point? I mean, it definitely can be. It can help you keep in contact with people across the world. It also gives you opportunities to meet people that you probably otherwise wouldn't have. However, it can produce negative effects on relationships and face-to-face communication. An article by Digital Society says, instead of engaging with one another analogously, it's slowly shifting and becoming more digital. Aren't we all guilty of this? Think about the last time you were in public. How did you interact with the people around you? Recently, I went to the post office to get my passport. While I was sitting in the passport office, there was a lady sitting next to me. The duration of my wait, I scrolled through Instagram and snapped a couple of friends back, but didn't pay any attention to her. And I didn't even consider starting a conversation with this lady that I'd probably never see again. We could have had fascinating conversations about each other's future travel plans or dream vacations, but now that's a missed opportunity. This way of using social media is called a security blanket. Instead of putting yourself out there or allowing yourself to feel awkward in a situation, you take the less stressful, easy route and dive into social media. This poses a huge problem to children because they're growing up with this security blanket at the ready everywhere they go. In a study done by NYBH, they found that the more frequently kids use the security blanket, the less likely they are to pick up on social and emotional cues. This in turn lessens your social skills and has a very negative effect on their overall social health. This decline in physical and social health isn't the only problem correlating with social media use. There's a much bigger one in the mix, and that's the effect on mental health. This is also a much more serious issue. Just from 2011 and 2017, mental illness diagnoses have gone up over 30% in children. Studies have shown that social media has a huge correlation with this number. McLean Hospital recognizes the distorted lens that it puts on reality. They say that this distortion of reality causes unrealistic expectations and increased comparisons to the lives of others. Of course, as humans, we compare ourselves to others naturally, but this behavior is especially common in adolescents because they're at a time in their life where they're trying to figure themselves out. Social media makes this natural behavior of comparison so much more prevalent because it puts everyone's best life right in front of you. You're constantly seeing the vacations your friends are going on, or their boyfriends, or whatever. You're comparing yourself constantly. Another study found out more specifically how social media usage can impact mental health, and the results are staggering. They found that with increased technology use, teens have shown 33% more of depressive symptoms, and girl suicide rate has gone up 65%. That's a lot. It shows just how real the effects of social media are on kids' health, and this is why parents need to step in. As a parent, it's always your job to protect your children and do what's best for them, to keep them happy and healthy. It isn't saying that you shouldn't allow your kids to have social media or anything, just that the time on there should be limited to increase their physical, social, and mental health. And as a parent, that's your job. Thanks for coming.